Hello everyone and welcome to HD Philosophy Reviews Deadpool and Wolverine. This is going to be a spoiler heavy review because I wanted to talk about just something I found absolutely intriguing when it came to the fan service, specifically through the Void. So I'm going to talk about the Void a little bit, that way you folks understand where I'm coming from, and then my thoughts on what was particularly being shout out by Deadpool, by Ryan Reynolds, by the producers and the directors, and then how that relates to Wolverine and the way I saw the movie itself. So first of all, the Void. The Void seems to be a place of like forgotten IPs, or like could be like forgotten people, forgotten heroes and things like that. One of the first hints of this for me was when Wolverine and Deadpool were sent to the Void. There was that older Fox logo right there where it actually says 20th Century Fox. So already I was like, oh, interesting. So like the old discarded things and the updated things, for the updated things, this is where the old discarded things adventure. And then that just got even more prominent throughout the film, where we saw not only like Pyro, who was there for like one movie, but we saw like Frog, who was there for one movie, Ray Park's Frog, and then the old Sabretooth. That Sabretooth was so awesome because obviously we got Levy's Sabretooth after that in Origins. So seeing that Sabretooth, just to me, the movie was screaming, this is the place of forgotten heroes. These are the things of, you know, when we update, this is where the trash heap goes. So something to keep in mind is that this is the universal trash heap. This is where like everything in all of the universes gets disposed of or is forgotten. And that's when we get into Deadpool and what Deadpool means for our universe. Now, when Deadpool Wolverine opens up, in the first scene, Deadpool is at Earth 616, the sacred timeline. This is the one of the Avengers. But more importantly, he is trying to find a place where he belongs. A place where he belongs in the universe. And we have to keep this in mind as we continue, because this is an indication of the fan service and what Ryan Reynolds and the director is screaming to the fans what he owes them. If you think about it, Deadpool wasn't supposed to exist, everyone. You know, it's like Ryan Reynolds was given the shot for Deadpool in Origins, and like everybody hated the direction that they took it. They didn't hate Ryan Reynolds. They just didn't like the way Deadpool took what Deadpool's the way they saw Deadpool in that movie, like sewing his mouth shut and things like that. Why would you do that to the merc with the mouth? Anyway, we all know where it went from there. People are like, no, we love Ryan Reynolds, but you know, that Deadpool was terrible. You need to give us a good Deadpool. You need to give us a good Deadpool movie. And that Deadpool movie would have never happened without the fans. Now, where am I going with this? Well, it's almost like Deadpool is in a universe where he's trying to find his way because he shouldn't have existed. You see? That's the shout out right there. Deadpool shouldn't have existed at all, but he exists in our universe because the fans got together and they found a director. They kept arguing for a Deadpool to have his own movie, and they ended up getting his own movie. And I think that's why it's like Deadpool's trying to find his place, because he shouldn't exist at all. And one way that you kind of see that I'm right here is the Deadpool army. So throughout the entire movie, they keep saying how like Wolverine, they're like, oh, we hardly get a Wolverine here. Well, because Wolverine is such a prominent character, there isn't a universe that where Wolverine isn't important. I'll get to that later. But that's kind of what they're hinting at here. There are tons of Deadpools. Your kind is dime a dozen. Why? Because in every single universe, Deadpool is an obscure figure that never gets his own movie. And even Paradox says, well, you're special, Deadpool. Well, why is he special? Because we fans pulled him out of obscurity, pulled him out of the void, and he got his own movie and he became something. Deadpool is something in our universe. There's kind of that shout out to like, it's the fans that brought him out. It's the fans that brought him out of obscurity, making him the best of Deadpools. Now, where this gets even better, and where I just absolutely fell in love with this movie, is the dichotomy between Deadpool, who is trying to be somebody, and what that means and the responsibility that shoulders, and the fact that there are tons of him in the void, to Wolverine, the character who is never in the void, and that in every single universe is a something but this Wolverine right here. So that's the dichotomy between those two characters right there. That is just screaming from what the void means in that movie. We all love Wolverine. Every universe loves Wolverine. Wolverine is a somebody in every single universe. When Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool is going through the different iterations and trying to find a Wolverine that he can kind of pluck from obscurity and put into his realm as like the anchor being, he has a hard time because every single Wolverine is like achieved and just knocks him out of there. Like, nah, my universe needs me. Are you kidding? My universe needs me. And they get that over and over again because, again, that's why Wolverine is not found in the void. He's important in every single universe, except for what? This one universe where he is the worst of Wolverines, by Paradox's own admission, the worst of Wolverines. But is he the worst? That's where we get Wolverine's story as a hero. He's the worst of Wolverines, but what is Wolverine? Wolverine is always a tortured, pained hero. Like, he always has like the worst of his origins, the most painful of histories, and that he always pulls himself out of that. That's what X-23 tells him. Remember? She's like, no, you're always the wrong person, until you're the right person, right? And it's like, this Wolverine needed to let down his entire universe. Why? Because this was going to be the Wolverine that saves all the universes. And that's kind of what they're showing here. It's like, of course he's that down. Of course he's that bad. He wasn't thrown in the void though, was he? He was still important. He still had a purpose as Wolverine because he wasn't tossed away. Again, that's the dichotomy right there. So then when Ryan Reynolds tells him, you're the best of Wolverine, that means something. This is the Wolverine that needed the backstory that was so tumultuous and so stricken with strife that he would step up and be that which saves all the universes right there, making, of course, Wolverine the best of things. But it's like, these things play off of each other. The absolute fan service, where this Deadpool is special, and of course he's special, because we fans pulled him out of obscurity to give him his own movie and make him something Ryan Reynolds is shouting back to everyone, blowing kisses, letting them know, I love you fans right there. That's what that was right there. And then to get this Wolverine, the Wolverine who Paradox says is the worst, and we all know there is no worst Wolverine. Wolverine is the best of he is the X-Men right there. And then at the end, to get where, yeah, he is the best of Wolverines. That's why he's able to save the entire universe. He's able to shoulder that responsibility. That's Deadpool and Wolverine right there. What a phenomenal movie. What absolute love and heart put into not only the characters, but the story. A story, when you look at the void as being like a trash heap, well, now it's on us. Remember at the end where he, Deadpool is talking to that lady about pulling the other ones out of obscurity? I don't think he's talking to that lady. He's talking to us. If we want to see Blade, the power's in our hands to pull him from the void. If we want to see Channing Tatum's Gambit, the power's in our hands to pull him out of the void. Because out of the thousands and thousands of Deadpools in the void, we fans pulled him, Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool, out of obscurity. And that's the fan service to us. And it shows that the power is in our hands right there. And that's what makes Deadpool and Wolverine incredible and makes Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool the Marvel Jesus, because he has shown us the way to resurrection, everyone. He has shown us the way to pull things out of obscurity. If you want to see Elektra, well, fans get together and pull Elektra out of the void. You want to see these things? Pull them out of the void. The power's in our hands. A love letter from the phenomenal movie Deadpool and Wolverine.